And we are live. Fucker, here we go. Coming to you from America. Welcome to episode 4 of Informed Sessions, where we inform you on all the latest news, rumor, bullshit, and banter regarding the Premier League. And this week, I guess we're going to include international break. Let me start off by saying that we're only here to bridge the gap. So don't take anything you hear up here too seriously. It's just a bunch of banter. So yeah, sit back and enjoy the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and spread the good word to your fellow compatriots. I'm your host. They call me Marcus. You know what it is. I'm repping big Spurs, North London forever. To my left, to my right, my left, I don't know. Potts, we got over there repping Chelsea.
Bleed
We
blue.
got we got Raath on the beat, and then
Grazie. Come on.
we got Steve.
Steve.
yo, yo, for the past couple episodes, yo, Ferrari be calling his boy
Boo
Steve.
Liverpool.
That's Steve, man. Steve-O.
I'll take it.
Let's dive right into it. It's been a short week, so I mean, not too much to report on, but we got international break, of course, with a couple of games going ahead. I mean, there's some headlines. Let's get into it. Germany not doing too well until they did. How do you feel about that, Nick, especially Steve-O, whatever we're calling you? Words was, yeah. Words put on a performance, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to one up Soboslai for that free kick. I don't know if you guys saw the highlights of that. Honestly, full disclosure, then you might be better equipped to speak to it. I did not watch the Germany game.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that game. I didn't watch the game where they lost, to be honest. I wish I watched that one instead. But yeah, the one they won, I mean, it didn't really. It was kind of in their control, from what I remember the most. Like they didn't. I think because of their loss the game before, they were probably under some scrutiny, so they had to figure it out. But yeah, Northern Ireland, fair play to them. They definitely gave their best, but I mean, at the end of the day, these are like League One players that they were playing. They weren't playing like top flight ballers. So yeah.
Dude, there have been a lot of almost upsets in the international break. The Italy-Israel game just ended. I don't know when about that.
5-4. Right?
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about. I mean, what's going on with Italy and Germany, and I guess who else can we add to that list? Like they used to be, kind of a powerhouse in this international sport, and now they kind of fallen from the ranks, not getting into certain tournaments and stuff like that. Like what's going on behind the closed doors? I don't know.
I mean, with Italy, what's their most recent win?
They won the Euros a couple of years.
They won the Euros.
Won the Euros again, right?
Yeah,
in
they
England
did.
on pens.
Off a cheat, though. Off a cheat, I will say that.
Yeah, that was a
wild, bro. Saka. I don't even like Saka like that, but he got like yanked back, bro. That was clear foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
What about that?
I mean, everyone talks about the USA. What's up?
USA Korea, yeah. My boy Pochettino.
Yeah. My dog Sonny had to hit him with the.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy we let go of Pochettino. I swear.
Yeah.
That guy's a criminal.
Yeah, chill.
That's Mark's favorite manager, man.
Yeah, you're
next to Ange.
Your club legend.
But honestly though, he was the reason why I started supporting Spurs. Like he was a big player in that. Yeah, I think he's lost the plot.
Definitely. Bro, I think he's won like one game in in a while. I don't remember what his record is, but it's not so good.
He hasn't won I saw this post that he hasn't won a single game against a top 30 nation. I think there's been 6 games. It's been 1 draw, 5 losses. So it's like World Cup's coming to the US. We want to show up well.
Right.
I can't speak to the level of talent, but I feel like you got to do better than 0 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw against the top 30, because you aren't even getting past groups with that record.
Yeah.
The U.S. has players too, man.
It'll be so embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. We have players this year or this time. Like it'll be so embarrassing if like the World Cup's here and we're not qualified to get into it.
No, we have to because it's
you auto qualify.
Okay.
He wouldn't qualify
if it was
otherwise, bro.
That would be.
Interesting.
That'd be
That
wild.
wouldn't be.
Wait, so what's the point of the qualifiers then for
Well,
US?
the U.S. just played a friendly. They didn't even play the
Yeah, they're just
qualifiers.
friendlies. That's why we played Korea.
Okay.
But I will say,
Like
like
I
in
was.
terms of special nations to not make it, I feel like the last couple major tournaments we had Italy not get in, and now with like I think Germany will still get in. Honestly, I think Italy will still get in. But Marcus, to your point, like the old powerhouses, I feel like the regime has shifted, and I don't know if Messi's going to run it back. But when we look at like the current top teams, it's like France, Spain, England.
Germany.
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Germany.
You would think,
The old one was it was like England, Germany, France, Netherlands, Spain.
but England wasn't
Korea.
even in the old
Yeah,
one. Like they had the golden
yeah.
generation, but they
They
never
had a
got to
gold
that
generation, but like
semifinals.
you would say like Netherlands and Spain would really and Italy, I'd say were like the big three. And then you could maybe throw in like
Oh,
France in there.
Belgium was kicking up back in the day, at least on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, on paper, they were stacked. They never really pulled
Well,
it together, but on paper, they had Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku.
oh, you're talking about that era. I'm talking about like kind of like before, but yeah, like for
I
sure,
mean,
like
if you go back
that
to if you go back like you were saying like like 06 and stuff, obviously that's when Italy won it and so on. And then after that was Spain. Back then, yeah, it was Spain, Italy, Germany. Those were the big dogs. England
Netherlands,
on paper,
big dogs.
not
But
really
so
even the
like yeah,
Netherlands. The Netherlands didn't really have like top gunners like that. At least in my what I can recall, I just remember Van Persie and like Van Nistelrooy.
they had Schneider, they had hella people, bro.
Yeah,
That year, I remember they were like at least that era. I'll put it that era they were pretty nice.
yeah, Robin.
Nigga, I was gonna ask you. Did you watch Isak play?
The Sweden game. Yeah, he came off the
Yeah,
bench.
the Sweden
Yeah,
game.
first of all, Sweden losing to Kosovo. Like I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on with Sweden. Kosovo
Yeah,
is such a
Yeah,
small country. That's embarrassing. I
that
think
was
they're
wild.
with
third.
10 men too, right? They got a red card.
Yeah, exactly. They were man down. But they got it the red card at the very end. I think Isak looked good. Honestly, I'm super excited to see him obviously come back for Liverpool. But just like taking a step back, Sweden, they're third in their group. I honestly still think they'll get out, but Germany are third in their group too, right? They're below, excuse me, Northern Ireland. Dude, there's some big countries that might not make it in, and then there's going to be a couple of these. I feel like underdog, dark horse countries that everyone's going to be cheering for, like Luxembourg, Northern Ireland.
North Macedonia.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah, they're top of the table. They're top of their group.
that's so funny.
Yeah, and Belgium is in that same group. Wales. Then you got Kazakhstan and Liechtenstein.
Yeah,
So
there are going
yeah,
to be some dark horses. I'm looking at the list now.
yeah. There's gonna be a couple. Hungary too.
Bosnia is top of their group right now.
Georgia. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, Kosovo's that one. Northern Ireland. Yeah, over
do you guys
Germany.
have a dark horse team for the World Cup? I know it's obviously early
Honestly,
on.
yeah, it's too early for me to decide a dark horse.
Yeah, once the groups come out, let's see. Well,
Yeah, but I do think, I mean, right now the favorite is clearly Spain. They've just
Spain could do some. Portugal.
beating.
You know, to
Bro,
write the
Ronaldo's
I don't
40
know,
years old and
finish
just
the story. You know.
insane. Like what Ronaldo's able to do at like damn
yeah,
near 40.
that finish was nice, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, this is like, and this is also the last World Cup where we're gonna have like the legends, like
That's true.
this
That's
is
it.
the last generation World Cup, and then it's gonna be the Mbappe's and the the Bellinghams, and it's gonna be their time.
No more CR7.
Speaking of new legends, did you guys see the Turkey game highlights? I didn't watch the game. I'm gonna be full disclosure, but the whole Lamine Yamal fight with Rudy.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the game either, but I saw him like get pushed off the ball or whatever.
Yeah.
They were at it.
So you guys know the like come to Besiktas, come to Galatasaray memes?
Yeah.
because like the Turkish football fan base has such a huge online presence.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the support for Rudy Goulart in Real Madrid is off the charts. So when he was going up against, Lamine Yamal, Barcelona, and Spain, there's like the Real Madrid Barcelona angle, there's the country angle. Both of them are like the young talents. And they actually got into it. They were like, it wasn't a big fight. It was a small fight. They happen every game. But when I saw the highlights of the fight, I was like, oh, man. For the next year until the World Cup, Lamine Yamal's comment section is going to be all Turkish fans telling him to die. Like you already know. Like I was like, damn.
Yeah, those are the young goats right there. Arda Güler, you got Lamine Yamal, you got Doué, you have
Esteval.
Nico Williams, you have
Esteval.
Florian
Esteval.
words.
Esteval.
Florian
Yeah.
words. For that
All right.
Sometimes you can say
Yo, do not forget about Esteval.
No, it's real, dude. He's like, is he 18 or 17?
He's 18. And don't forget about my
Yo.
boy Cole Palmer. So
I heard something about Real Madrid letting go the scouting person who advised them to get an Endrick instead of Esteval from Palmeiras.
yeah. Send
You
him.
know?
Send him home, bro. The man was watching.
Send him home.
Oh,
So
yeah, where do we think
man.
Brazil's going to do this year, though? How do we think Brazil's going to fare out? I mean,
I was
that's
surprised that
the-
they didn't bring Neymar, but I think they'll do well. I think they do well, bro, because they got Carlo, and they got a squad. They actually
they
do
got
got
a huge squad, man.
of course, they have good. I mean, they're not short on goalkeepers. They're
Yeah.
not short on attacking creativity. I think it's like their center mid. I don't know like how well Casemiro is fit. I mean,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he's getting.
But
getting
they still
a little
got
older.
they still got like Paqueta, Guimaraes. They got
Yeah.
Andre Santos from Chelsea. Like they got some guys. They just gotta put it together. But I have high hopes for them. I always do have high hopes for them.
Who's Alex Santos?
No, Andre Santos. Sorry,
Who's that?
he's a young boy from
Midfielder.
midfielder. He played in Vasco da Gama for Chelsea. We got him when he was young, like 17, 16. And he spent,
Another one of those.
another one. He's
Player
he-
farms.
You guys are the pedos of the league, bro. You guys are touching young boys all the time, bro. You got Young Boy FC.
Yeah, we care for them well.
Young Boy FC.
We care for them well. They want to come. They want to come to the big boy club. You know what I mean? They understand.
Project
They
2030.
understand. They understand what it's like to be taken care of properly. You know, so we nurture them well.
They be
Nurture them
forgetting
well.
their name. You forgot his name, bro. You didn't even remember his name.
Bro, I told you his name. There wasn't Alex Santos for Brazil, but Andre Santos. He had a season. He had a half a season loan at Nottingham Forest not last year, but the year before. But they didn't end up playing him, so we took him back and then sent him to Strasbourg. He did really well there, and then went back on loan last season. Got the captain's armband and everything.
Just hopping from Chelsea A to Chelsea, another Chelsea team, and then
Now
You can't be saying Strasbourg. We're not calling Strasbourg up here anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Now
He's on that Chelsea C team, actually.
Yeah. Now he's on the first team, providing cover for the big boys. Caicedo, Enzo, and I don't know. I feel like Enzo's got to watch out. If he keeps up to this form, he may lose his spot. We'll see.
Another player I wanted to ask about is Rodrigo from Real Madrid.
Yeah, bro. He didn't get called
He's getting
up.
picked. Yeah, he's getting called up. I mean, that could also be
I
because
forgot
of the
about
play time he's getting on the team. But I would pick him over Martinelli any day.
100%. That was wild.
The thing is, though, from his perspective, he didn't move this summer, and there were a lot of rumors around his move.
Yeah,
I feel like
there were
not
He
getting
was to the
called
prime.
up. I don't know if there's a January move there, but he needs playing time.
Yeah.
Facts.
100%.
If he wants to play in the World Cup, he needs playing time. So yeah, I mean, he didn't get called up. Who else didn't get called? Trent, your boy Trent, didn't get called up. How do you feel about that? Are you happy?
I don't want to say happy, but no, I mean, he left because he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. I've never seen anyone win the Ballon d'Or without getting called up for their national team. So maybe he'll break history and do something for the first time.
We're shooting.
he ain't gonna replace Reece James, bro. That boy's put on a clinic on that
That's
one.
the thing too.
Reece
It's
James
like
stays fit. He's definitely the better option.
Bro, my boy was putting in fucking lovely
Bro,
crosses,
yeah, man.
100%.
lovely
He's
That
always
one
been the better
to
option.
Declan Rice, that nice little,
curler right
that
on
was
his head, bro.
beauty.
Nice little dinker.
Yeah,
He
Reese
must have
had
a
that.
little.
Reese always had that. He just has to stay fit. He just has to
Yeah,
be careful, stay fit,
his
not
biggest
be
issue is
injured.
fitness.
yeah. And he's
Fragile.
back with this boy Tommy
Super
Tuchel, about
fragile.
to win the World Cup.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
Did you
go.
I
hear
don't
what
know.
Tuchel said about Bellingham?
Nah, I would love to
What
hear
do you say
that.
about that? Yeah.
So Tuchel had an exact quote, and yet to I guess clarify it, but apparently he said that his mother watches Bellingham, and she thinks, and he agrees with her, that his attitude on the pitch is repulsive. That's the word he used, repulsive.
He did
Mm.
say that.
He had to come out and apologize, not apologize, but just clarify, like, hey, listen, English is my first language. Repulsive might be a strong word, but he does need to fix his attitude. So I don't know. I think that with all the Bellingham dad being
Yeah,
a toxic person in the England dressing room rumors, it's just interesting to think about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that honestly prevents teams from winning championships too.
But why though? You would think these players are so nice, right? They getting high wages, all this. Some little drama can really set the course of a whole trajectory to winning. Can it
Bro, they
really
got
do that when
they
you're
got
at this high
High
of a level?
egos. It's high
yeah.
egos,
That's
dude.
egos, bro.
These are
It's literally
That's
the
why they're at where
definition of
they're
too
at.
many chefs in the kitchen, bro. If there's
Yeah,
too many chefs
Yeah.
in the kitchen, it's not you ain't cooking, bro. I'm
and
sorry.
if you've got the biggest ego and you're watching one of your teammates get preferential treatment because of his dad, you're gonna be like, bro.
Yeah, we're grown men, and you have
All
your
of us would be like, this daddy's boy. The thing.
Of
Imagine the
course,
things
of
you would
course.
say in the locker room. Yeah, you
straight up,
would
straight
think
up.
that right away.
and I
Right.
don't know. I feel like Bellingham is good, but in my opinion, he ain't like that. You know what I mean? Like he ain't.
Yeah,
I would pick a lot of midfielders over
England
him.
England is stacked in the
Yeah.
midfield too. So
hmm
Yeah, he better
Yeah.
watch out.
And I mean, I feel like that's the biggest problem with England managers, right? Just trying to balance that, those big game players, and
I don't.
sometimes even saying like, "Yo, you're not making a team; it doesn't fit." I feel like I always see the big names on the team list, but sometimes it doesn't work out cohesively on the pitch.
Yeah.
I have to
yeah,
actually disagree, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think Bellingham is kind of their best option
Midfielder,
for every game. Personally, like Cole Palmer, don't get me wrong, right? He's good. Eze, good. Who else plays in that 10 kind of role?
but if you watch their
Madison.
games,
I
maybe
mean, yeah,
because he has
Madison's
the
good,
most
but
talent in clutch moments. But when you watch their games, it's players like Mainu who pop up, Ollie Watkins.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
no, for
it's
sure.
not
Yeah,
the players.
honestly,
exactly.
Yeah,
because it's a
it's not
big,
the players you think
because
about.
Bellingham is a big name, and of course, teams are gonna double team anybody who's a big name,
True.
anything like that. But he,
But for some reason,
the way he
managers.
plays, though, the way he plays in the midfield as a 10, I think it separates him from kind of everyone else in that.
But he's not a
That
10, bro. Like the man is not a 10, bro. Like he's
Yeah,
not
that's
a
how they
10.
use
at
him.
best an 8, bro.
Bro, if
It's an
anything,
eight.
he's an 8,
Sure,
bro.
but
Like he's
that's
not even.
definitely how they.
But he's not creative, bro. Like my man is a box crasher at the finest. Like you never damn Bellingham had a sick assist. Like damn Bellingham cut up this dude.
But
I
that's what I'm
mean
trying to say.
No, but
like
I think
Changes
he's a
the
good 8
profile. He
because
changes the profile of a 10. I think that's what I'm trying to say because they use him
like
as an attacking, creative player, and it's
but
because
he's
of his.
in my opinion he's not creative, bro. Like
No, I agree with that.
he could
That's what I think
finish.
he's an
Like
8.
he could
He can.
finish late time. Obviously he had some good goals in the Euros and obviously for Real
Headers,
Madrid. But
edge of the
he's never
box.
I've never been like, yo, the way this dude chefed him up or this, that, or the other. Like it's always just I'm not
He be
saying
shoving
tap
people up
ins,
though.
but one
Actually,
time finishes.
Yeah, he was.
he
I
actually
gotta
be
say,
shoving people up though. You have to understand,
but
he actually.
I agree with Potts on he's not actually a 10,
Where?
dude. If you look at his
Where did you cut him
attributes,
off?
it's like
At Borussia Dortmund?
Both.
no, even at Madrid,
Yeah,
yeah.
Madrid, his first season, bro. He went, yo. Then you weren't watching
So
them. That's okay, but
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Bro, you show me.
That,
Send the clips. Let me see, bro. I want to see this because I didn't see it.
okay.
no, he does, dude. His ball progression numbers are off the charts. And so I feel like he's good at progressing the ball. He's good at tackling.
That's what
He's
I'm trying to
physical.
say.
He's
Like
tall. He's
he's good
strong.
on.
He's got
He's a
insane
pure
stamina.
midfielder, bro. Like pure midfielder.
He might not play that like Cole Palmer cut through butter pass that you don't see until he makes it. But
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
like when we talk about like the meat and potatoes of football,
But that's why you got Declan
these meat and
Rice.
potatoes are strong.
Like,
But
don't get me wrong, bro. It looks nice,
but
bro. Like,
that's a good point. No,
all that stuff looks
that's
nice. I'm not gonna lie.
but
That's great.
but
That's
the
why you
thing.
put in Declan Rice does that better than Bellingham.
I think
Declan
that's a
Rice
valid
does
argument.
all that better than Bellingham, and
I
then
wouldn't say
Cole
everything.
Palmer does the
No,
other
I
thing
don't
better than Bellingham. So I don't know, bro. Maybe
Who's your starting England?
It depends who you play with, but I think he's definitely a more.
Who's your midfield three for England then? If you can pick anybody
in the midfield.
I do Bellingham, Rice, and.
But they're honestly, the same player.
No, I mean, bro. But sometimes you need like the same attributes in different parts of the field. I'm sorry, but you do. Like sometimes you do need like. I'm not saying, and even if like I think Bellingham just is a little bit more skillfully than Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice has a better long range pass, and I think he's definitely better defensively. But other than that, I don't think he's anything better than Bellingham.
But dude, the problem with it, they got Bellingham, Palmer, as a Foden, Rice,
Mainu,
Grealish. Hey, like Mainu's not making the bench, bro. Grealish.
Bro, bro. He led that team, man.
He did. Did he get called up though this past time?
I don't think so. He did not get.
It's because he hasn't. He played like maybe 30 minutes.
No, I actually like Mainu. Dude, he scored against Liverpool, and I remember
he's a baller. He's a baller. He's a baller. I don't want to hear that. They got Rice. They got Palmer. You know, Eze. You're right. Foden. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you guys saw this new guy, Elliot Anderson.
Bro, Anderson was balling out, bro. He was balling out
too. That's what I heard.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, so, like the profile, like, okay, so if you have that type of profile in there, then maybe you don't need a Bellingham. Sure, then you need someone a little bit more creative because you have someone that's doing kind of the work A and B on both sides of the half. But I mean, going what they went from last year. Let's see.
But if you put Adam Bourne next to Rice, and then you get that creative player, then shit. I think they got a little squad right there.
Mainu next to Rice, and then you get the creative player.
Bro, Bellingham and Foden on like, so they play. I mean, this was also under.
But the creative player is going to be Cole Palmer. Like, why would it not?
Cole Palmer, Madison.
It has to be Cole
Palmer. In that three,
it have to be
Cole Palmer. It has to be Cole Palmer. He has to get on this side. Okay, so I'm going to bring up something that happened recently. So I don't know when we're going to release this, but Michael Owen just had an interview with Real.
Okay, perfect. This is thank you.
Yeah.
This is why I say Bellingham is definitely like his levels, like because he doesn't need someone defensive behind him. But yes, continue. I didn't mean to.
No. Let me land. But yes.
Yeah.
So he just had an interview and he said something that was kind of interesting. And Michael Owen doesn't have a lot of good takes, so I had to call this one out. He said, for the last 10 years, the England U21 and U19 team have performed excellently. They've won the Euros. They've won multiple times. They've come either first or second. And so he said, is it a problem in the Premier League where because there's so much money, we don't play our youths? Well, whereas Germany and Spain, they'll push the youth up. And the youth don't need practice. They need playing time. And so his argument is, how do we keep winning the U21 leagues, but we can never actually take it home at the professional level? And I think right now, when it actually made me think, I was like, okay, what is England's problem? And I feel like they hold on too much to old names and legacy. And if there's ever a time to just change the guard and say, the young players right now, Saka, the young players right now, Palmer, you know what I mean? Like the folks from those U21 teams, let's just play them right now and play them early. I feel like if Tuchel does that, I don't know, dude. We just went through the midfield three. The England team is actually stacked, other than goalkeepers, in my opinion. Stacked in every position.
So this was when they lost to Spain in the Euros. This was who they've had in their midfield. They had Bellingham, Foden, and Saka with Rice and Mainu behind them. They were playing a 4-2.
Wait, Saka was in the midfield?
On the right. Two at the back. Two, yeah.
It was a 4-2-3-1, so they had two holding midfields, and then the midfield three, and then Harry Kane leading the line.
Yeah, Saka was a winger.
Yes, and so in that game, Bellingham had an assist on the wing, so he even can play on the wing. So I mean, I don't understand when people are saying he's not a creative like midfielder.
When you say people, you're talking about pods.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
let's just call it what it is.
The only one. No.
Yeah,
I mean, Potts is not the only one.
No, bro, he's not. Just because you have an assist doesn't mean like, bro, Rice had bare corner kick assist, fam.
Okay.
Like, just because you had an assist, I mean, Cole Palmer had the goal in that game. You know what I mean? And like, he came on and made a difference.
What's your England three? Like the England starting three.
If everybody,
I'm
just gonna say if they do two, so I would do Rice and Wharton with Cole Palmer in front of them, and then Saka one side, Eze on the other side. Madueke had been playing pretty well too for England, I have to say.
I gotta say, I rate.
And then I would start Kane up top because he's still doing his thing, but I would go with that base off right now because you got somebody that
you would trust Adam Wharton to start in a holding midfield position in England right now.
Well, Rice would be for the dynamics of the team, yes.
Because Rice doesn't even play in that position.
I feel like Rice could be the 6. He came from a center back position.
Yeah,
like he's got the defensive mindset,
Yeah, I'm not saying that Bellingham is worse than Warren. I'm not saying that. I'll be straight up saying I'm not saying that. But for the dynamics of the team, then yeah.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. But at the same time, like what you guys just pretty much said, Rice having that center back nature, he's a 6. That gives Bellingham the freedom now to add. Even if you want to have a Foden in front of him, you still have it's almost like a pivot in an attacking sense instead of a defensive sense, or both, because Bellingham is so good on both sides. Going from international break, let's talk into the business side of things. Obviously, I want to start, but we'll give Potts the floor. You guys still don't have a sponsor. You guys, what's going on with Project 2030? Where's the next 5 years look like for Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean Chelsea, they've been on this sign young players type thing on these long contracts for many reasons. One, as I think I mentioned a little bit last session, was and until they changed it was not a thing before they changed it. But Chelsea came in and was putting these players under long-term contracts. One, because it protects them from selling players. So right when the new owners came in, they lost Christensen on a free to Barcelona and Rudiger on a free to Real Madrid. Obviously, our 2 center backs that help us win the Champions League and quality center backs. But if you put these players on these long-term contracts, you're not going to lose them for free. Another great example right now is Gay. He's about to leave on free from Crystal Palace. So you get more time to figure out what's going on. And then 2, on the business aspect, is that amortization. So if you buy a player for 60 million and you put him on a 10-year contract, he only costs 6 mil per year. So that
okay.
that
So I have a question.
Can I say something real quick?
Well, okay, sure. Okay, yeah, please.
Markus is so disappointed. No, so I just want to back Potts up. So from my opinion,
chill. Let me ask him a question first.
Bro.
Do you think this is inflating the market, or is it like this genius? Like, is it like a genius thing, or is it like this loophole exploitation? Like, do you think it's that, or is it like in the long term going to be just inflating?
My statement would have added to that, but keep going.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. You said you were going to back him up. I don't want to do that. I want to put him on the hot seat. You got to leave, bro. You have to put him on the hot seat before he leaves.
Yeah, Steve, go ahead. Before add to that. I'll just do a 2-for-1.
Okay, so from my perspective, bro, I wish we did this podcast 2 years earlier, because when Clear Lake first took over and did those 7 years contract, I was the biggest hater. But when you think of a long-term contract, it's all about the balance of the scales, right? So from a player perspective, they have long longevity. They know they're going to get paid for a certain amount of time. They know they're being bedded into this team. From a club perspective, it's like, you don't have these 1-year contract situations, but what's the negative? You're stuck on a long contract, like all these United players that we've seen. And they finally got rid of their bomb squad. But Chelsea, to their credit, and I don't like Chelsea, but I'll say to their credit, and I'm not trying to get Potts out the hot seat now, but I will have to say this. Because they sell so well, the negative of these long-term contracts is mostly alleviated. Like, you don't see them other than Sterling, and I'd love to hear your perspective on that, Potts, because he's been just milking that money and hasn't been performing. But most of the players, like, dude, if they're on 7-year contracts, they get sold after 5 years left for insane sums. Like, they just broke the Premier League record for the most amount of sales. So that was just my point. But
Yeah. I don't think it's inflating the market because we're not the only one. Like for let's just say Caicedo, right? Yeah, we at that time had the world record fee or Premier League record fee for Caicedo, like 110, 115, whatever. But Liverpool came in and bid 110, and then we wanted him so bad that we outbid them. But Liverpool out here bidding, for now new Premier League record. So I don't necessarily believe that we are inflating the market because we are trying to buy these players while they're cheap and young, and then hopefully they do well. But the other thing is why we're able to sell these players compared to like your Raheem Sterlings and so on is because they're all on low wages. So once again, let's just get back to the books, right? So on the books, right, he costs 60 mil after the first year. He's down 6 mil. So on the books, he's only worth 54 mil, and then you minus another 6 mil on year 2. So if you're able to sell him in year 2 for 50 mil, then you made a profit. You made a $2 million profit on the books. You made a $2 million profit, even though you bought him for 60 mil 2 years ago. So like people like we sold Drewsbury Hall for 30 mil this year, or $29 million with or 29 million pounds with add-ons and everything included. But his contract got amortized, so we still made a profit on the books, and that's what's important. So I don't necessarily think that we're cheating the market. I also know that like you put Harry Kane on like a 6-7 year contract when he re-signed his deal. We had put Kepa on like a 6-7 year contract when we first signed him. So it's not like it's never been done before, but we just did it in a way that broke up like these big fees that we were paying. So I think it was smart. It obviously was so smart that they had to change the rules.
Financial fair play.
Yeah, and then to add to that,
Chelsea,
we got
man.
our feeder club, Strasbourg.
Fuck Chelsea, man.
We got
This is
feeder
what I'm
club,
saying.
Strasbourg.
Yo, wait.
We put our players on
Feeder
Strasbourg, so they could develop like Santos. Now he's world class. We brought him for like 20 something million. He's easily worth 45, 50 mil now. So that's just how it
So
goes.
are you guys are not gonna just have a sponsor going forward, or
we're not gonna
let
a
sell
sponsor
the
go.
hot dog stand to themselves, bro.
Yeah.
For like 100 million.
100 mil.
Our gift shop, we're gonna sell it to ourselves for 300 million.
Sell it. No need for a sponsor if they're not gonna pay up, bro. And plus, we got that World Cup money looking good. We got that 350 mil in sales looking good. There's no reason for us to bend and beckon for a sponsor when all our finances are in tip top shape. You know what I mean? Tip top. Club world champions. World champions.
But what about your stadium though? I heard there's like a Stamford Bridge dilemma or something like that.
Yeah, bro. We need a bigger stadium. We got too small of a stadium for the size of our club because world champs need a bigger stadium. But the problem is that Chelsea,
jealous of
they got a like the owners. They don't own the pitch itself. That's owned by the Chelsea Pitch Owners Association. So in order to move, like there has to be an agreement with the Pitch Owners Association, and obviously that's a little bit tougher to convince all these people that have been pitch owners for so long to uproot. But if we were to redevelop, it's going to take many years. So there's going to be years where we wouldn't be playing at Stamford Bridge. So it's kind of a tough situation, but they need to figure out what they're going to do. Whether there's been talks of moving down the street to something called Earl's Court, which has a huge, plot of land that we could build a stadium there and be much quicker. But once again, it's hard to convince the pitch owners to move such a classic stadium.
And what are you going to do? And what do you think Chelsea's going to do in order to get them to move?
I mean, there's not really much you can do. You just got to appease to their
Violence?
rights. But to be fair, personally, and I've heard other people talk about it, that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. There's not another way for us to raise money. We can't be selling, Beyonce tickets and and who else?
I know you want to.
And NFL
Kendrick.
games.
Don't forget
You can't be
Kendrick.
selling-
NFL games.
Yeah, you can't be selling NFL tickets to raise money.
Best stadium in the world. Yeah, it's holding you back commercially. That's kind of the reason why you guys are doing all these loophole deals, because
you don't make enough money. You don't make enough money in the stadium.
You guys don't have commercial status in that regard.
In what regard? In terms of selling seats?
I mean, just in general, like commercial. Like you can't keep up with some other stadiums. I'll just say.
Yeah. No, we can't keep up with bigger stadiums. I mean, and/or brand new stadiums. No, for sure.
Right.
There's no competition there. Shout out Levy for getting that across the line. But once that's done, you guys will be old news. Once that's done, you guys will be old news. You guys will be old news. Go on now.
Oh man.
One trophy in 17 years.
One
trophy. You got chest.
Bro, you knew when I started supporting that. You knew that when I started supporting that this was going to be a real thing, bro. That Tottenham was on the upswing, bro. You knew.
Yeah, bro. How long did it take you to get a trophy, bro?
I mean, I started watching like 2016.
So 10 years. 10 years for you to get one trophy, fam.
We talking about we won last year.
I think the hard part about Tottenham too is, Marcus, have you heard the Chiellini quote about you guys? Those who know. So it's one of those things where it's like it's one thing.
It's a really good segue. Though. It's a really good segue.
Real quick, let me just land. It's one thing for the fans to have this perception, but when international legends of other leagues have this perception, that's when I think it's like.
Well, shout out to Ange. Shout out to Ange, bro. Shout out to Ange.
Ange didn't change that, bro. I'm just saying. Chiellini just said, "Is it okay?"
He said Ange didn't change that. He said that. Amorim just fucked up. That's what happened.
Yeah, Onana. Shout out to Onana, Tottenham legend, bro.
Fuck out of here.
Long may he reign,
Onana, the Tottenham legend.
Thank you, Trabzon Sport. Thank you, Trabzon Sport.
Yeah, bro. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah,
perfect segue. So long, Mr. Levy. Finally. Thank God he's gone. It's the best time for him to leave. He just some of the fans just won't forgive him for a lot of the bullshit that he pulled. The year we won Champions League, just not signing any players.
Wait, stop. What do you mean? The year you won Champions League? Let's
the year we got to the Champions League final. Sorry,
that's their win. That's their win.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? Right now?
I had a couple of these, bro.
Nick, it's the finals trophy.
I misspoke.
He watched the season recap DVD too many times.
That's what I'm saying. These guys, these Tottenham fans get overhyped over the little things, bro.
Nah, bro. And you were getting, bro. Honestly, chill, because you were getting scared when we got Perici, bro. What are you talking about? When we got, you were like, oh shit, now Levy, because that's the reason why, Levy,
bro,
over the years, has slowly stepped down from his grasp of the entire thing.
So, Marcus, real quick, Potts, because I feel like you and I have watched football the longest. I feel like I have a different perspective on Levy, and I understand Marcus, I
was gonna get to that other part of it. Yeah, he definitely changed.
He screwed up with the final, but bro, he took Tottenham from what Aston Villa is trying to do to be Super League contended, to be.
It was a mid-league. I hear old players talking, and they're like, "Oh, Tottenham was always a mid-league, a mid-table team, and all that stuff," and they were 100%. And then
he couldn't take you from an 8 to a 10 or an 8 to a 9, but he took you from a 5 to an 8. And that is not easy. I mean, I kind of feel for this guy, man. I saw a picture of him when he first got hired by Tottenham. Man had a full head of hair, looking good. He had a girl on his lap.
It was also 20 years ago, bro. It was also 20 years ago.
25 years, man.
People lose their hair in 25, bro. I got my first gray hair, so People lose their hair in in 25 years, bro. It's okay.
It's
But that's
But
what I'm
no,
saying.
honestly, like
I see all these Spurs fans clowning him online, and I'm like,
nah, yeah,
man, you guys
and
haven't been watching for a
that's why
long
I
time.
want to
Because like,
actually give him his props and tip my hat because what he was able to do, not just with the club alone, but with the stadium
Yo,
and
fellas, I gotta sign out. Club World Champion gotta go. So,
yeah, yeah,
yo,
yeah. Shut the
I'll
fuck
see you guys.
Fuck Chelsea.
Adios, baby.
Rainy ass camera, bro. You speak
all
through an
right, let's
iPhone
start
4,
the
bro.
Chelsea shit talk session.
Yeah, he ain't talking shit about him now. But nah, honestly, getting back to it, just like yeah, what Levy was able to do, with the club, the stadium, everything. He's turned that businessly into like a gold mine. And I think it's just gonna make it easier for the next owner to just come in. Like the one thing I like that Tottenham started doing after we won a trophy and after we sacked Ange was they had Levy, and this one I knew that he was kind of on his way out, but they started having Levy do all these interviews, and like we haven't heard him talk, unless it was like these like fan forums or anything like that. We haven't heard him talk in you know I don't even like it's very rare we see him in front of a camera. So it was refreshing to see him say the things he was saying and all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, I think it was kind of inevitable that he was on his way out. There was talks here and there about him stepping down, and once he did that interview with Gary Neville, I was pretty certain that he was like this was his last transfer window, this last summer of Levy, just because he was trying to get the fans back on his side, and yeah, so there were some statements that were released because I know there was talks of Tottenham being sold, but the new CEO, the
Yo,
guy,
Bomba. I just got a
Wait, drop it,
breaking
drop it.
news.
uh,
What is it?
Nottingham Forest and Nuno Espirito Santo part ways immediately.
No,
no way, yo,
bro.
Over it's over
Nuno has
between
I
done
know
Nuno
it.
and
so
Do it.
Forest.
well for
10,
them.
10 situations
Yo,
at the
and
club
Faustikalu
in
is going
recent
yo.
weeks as
But
relationships are
Marinakis is
100%
insane.
broken.
Yeah,
Marinakis is
it was
insane.
one loss, bro. One loss is all it took.
Marinakis is
Yeah.
insane.
One loss.
Insane, bro.
Oh wow.
Insane. This is a good manager too, bro.
100. Well, yeah, I think so. I think he in the right
He
environment.
balled out at Wolves. I don't know about Tottenham, but
He didn't. I mean, he beat City. That's the only thing we can say.
I mean he got them promoted too, right?
No,
Wolves?
he got sacked. Oh, Wolves. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because Wolves was like a Portuguese team, like heavily.
Right,
So,
right. That's when Diego Jota,
yeah.
who's Jimenez, Raul Jimenez in the front.
Yo, low key, do you know who would do great at Nottingham Forest? Who's available right now? Underdog mentality, Portuguese,
Jose Mourinho.
crazy, crazy mafia owner, Abraham. Bro, I'm just saying right now, Jose Mourinho. That's his
Jose
music.
Mourinho. And he
Wow,
called it out too when he was at Besiktas. The
dude,
interview before he got sacked, he was like, dude, I just want to
I'm
pick a
telling you,
non-UEFA team, you know, and do my
he's about to
bits.
come in. And if there's one thing he can do is he can rile up that underdog mentality like no other. Dude, he had
Yeah.
when Chelsea were favorites, he still had them playing like they were underdogs. Like they're going to tackles with their elbows. They're like, "Don't you mess." Dude, I could see him doing well at Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Oof.
There's
Yeah, man.
talks that it's going to be
Oof.
Ange. There's talks it's going to be Ange, but
Ooh. Okay.
I'm not ready to. I'm not ready for that just yet.
I don't
That
think
would,
that'll happen, to be
that
honest.
would hurt me. No, because him and Marinakis are boys, bro. They're both the
That's
Greek.
true. That's that Greek. That's that
Greek.
Greek connection.
Oh,
Yeah, and Marinakis just gave him an award for like the
Oh,
Greek
that
man of the
Euro
year.
national.
DNA.
Yeah.
The
Well, Ange's
yeah,
been getting hella
to win
awards
the
since.
club. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying about Tottenham. Not to segue from there, but yeah, like there were certain players that just like Andros Townsend was saying how like he was like surprised, and like even Pochettino was like saying he's like a little bit in shock and everything. And
Hmm.
the way, I mean, I wasn't like I said, because of how he was doing all these interviews and just kind of getting in front of the camera, trying to get the fans back on his side. It just appeared that he was on his way out because of that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like they were all like kind of in shock because the way he was kind of. The reports are saying he was kind of pushed out because allegedly he was trying to. uh, sell the club. Like that's the reason why the news were kind of, oh, is the club being sold? Is it not? Because allegedly he was trying to sell the club under from the Lewis family, and kind of stay there as like a business side of things. Because Joe Lewis, another person who has just kind of been very quiet about everything. We haven't really heard him talk, but it then came out that the younger generation of the Lewis family, his daughters, his son, kind of want to, because they're Tottenham fans, like they want to see the club prosper as well.
Succeed, yeah.
Exactly. So it
No way
seems,
the Lewis family comes out looking like heroes here.
bro. That I mean, that's
They're
what they
like
do, bro. That's
they're
what they
like
do.
laser level, just uninterested
Yeah.
and bad, just trying to collect the paycheck. I just
Yeah,
from an
bro.
But that's
outsider's
Joe Lewis.
opinion, you
Allegedly, yeah,
cannot.
100%. Like I've heard that too, but I think that's only Joe Lewis that is like that. I think his younger generation of his family genuinely want to see the club do well, but there is a October 5th deadline for kind of like if other owners want to come in and take over. But we've already denied two other. I think it was a
Yeah,
couple
I
of bands.
saw some Asian consortium with
Yeah, there
some
was like,
lady.
yeah. Well, her the
They
woman from
denied
Newcastle.
her.
What's her name?
I
Uh,
literally just saw an article. Amanda Stavely.
yeah,
That's who it is.
yeah. What is she's like? She's related to the Newcastle owners.
Yeah, well, long story short, she was putting together like a group of buyers, and all they say is they're all from Asia who are looking to buy Tottenham. But she
Okay.
just announced that she threw in the towel and she's not trying to do that. So that tells me like they're not interested in selling at the moment. If they're if you're trying to raise money and you just throw in the towel, that it doesn't mean like you were looking at a number and someone gave you a higher number. That just means the person straight up told you, "I'm not buying."
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at selling.
selling.
Selling
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
that kind of speaks for itself. But I don't know, dude. Like Tottenham's Tottenham, and when you look at the rest of the big six, like United might be the one they can overtake. But
Not a chance.
I think so.
That
I
is
think
that's mental. That is actually crazy,
so. Here's what
bro.
I
We
think.
had a
Nick
okay.
and I were kind of talking about this before, like because United is like, I'm not gonna say like, I mean Nick said 5 years, but I don't think I think it's like maybe 3 years behind Tottenham just because of kind of where you guys sit in like the the new stadium. You guys
well,
are still trying
well,
to push out certain owners. You guys are still trying to figure out a manager. Like we've kind of figured out our DNA. You guys kind of maybe not lost it, but it's kind of like it's not clicking at the moment for the past.
Well, they laid out a new plan, bro.
Yes,
It's called
yes,
Project 150.
yes.
oh
All
my
right.
gosh!
This is
There
what it's
Tell us
called.
about this
you go.
plan. Tell us about the
All these
plan.
Omar
projects, all these
Omar
projects.
Barada and Jason Wilcox have, kind of been in the lab, been in the chamber, cooking up some spells. So we'll see what this means. The basically the mission statement, I guess, of this Project 150 is to win the league for both men's and women's Manchester United team for the 150th anniversary of the club's founding. So off the pitch, on the
When is
pitch,
the deadline? When is the deadline for this?
2028.
You, you guys are going to win the year league in 2 years. Ain't not that's not happening.
2028. 2028.
3 years.
2028. 3 years. 3 years. This is going to
A lot
happen,
can change in
boys.
3 years, bro.
A
We're
lot can
almost at
change
the
in
end of
3 years, man.
2025. We're almost at 2026. It's like
Yeah.
two years and 3 months.
Yeah, you guys are
Right.
just about due to
hmm
get tricked by another World
That's
Cup.
two transfer windows.
You guys are about to get
That,
tricked by
that's
a World Cup trip.
that's January, summer, January, summer. That's four transfer windows. You know.
So if Amarin was getting results and showing that he had this tactical flexibility to do that, maybe I would believe, right? This transfer window, you focus on the attack.
Calm. 100%. But this plan also came out on the unveiling of the new Carrington campus, right? They spent $60 million on a new campus. Thank you Ronaldo for bringing it to light. with Piers Morgan talking about how these jacuzzis
Bro,
were the same
interview
as
got
when he
you,
came
yo. An
in.
interview got you new training ground. Is that what you're saying?
That's the power of CR7 right there, bro. Okay. So let's just acknowledge that. Thank you, CR7. We'll keep it pushing. $60 million later, we got a new training ground, new training complex. Um, is it for the right players? I mean, bro, I'm not gonna say these are the players that are that are going to push us over to get the league. Who knows? Who knows if the 150 is going to even happen? The 21 the number 21 title is gonna come in 2028. But yo, all I can say is I think we're heading into the right direction in terms of off the pitch stuff, finances. That's also the same time all these interest payments are going to kind of be settled, so I don't see a reason why Glazer will be taking away 60 mil out of the revenue books, in that sense. So more that just means more money on the player acquisition side of things. So I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling optimistic. There's not a reason why we won't be in that position. We got Omar Barada from City, who transformed City from what it was into what it is now, right?
No,
Now we're
Guardiola did that. Barada
bro,
helped, but
So did
that's
yeah,
one
and
hundred
so did all that
percent, bro.
Abu
It was
Dhabi
the
money. So
team,
did all
right?
that
It
Abu
was the
Dhabi
team.
money,
You're
bro.
you're absolutely right. I'll agree with that. It's the manager. It's that one piece of the puzzle that's like iffy right now. That's the main piece too. And hopefully with the help of all this new board that came in, a little bit of the fact that got cut out, we'll be heading into a better place. I'm optimistic. Again, I said, United forever, but it's like the players on the pitch are not proving it. We like we talked about earlier, ego is the main problem here in the dressing room. But if we can identify all those mistakes, all that bad energy, take that shit out of there, I feel like we can, prove y'all wrong, man. That's it.
I'll just say by 2028, 21's not going to be enough. If Liverpool haven't won the league by then, something's gone wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
man.
going on
Listen,
behind
I'm
closed
just
doors.
worried about myself
Like,
right now. I
what,
can't
what,
even I can't even compare with Liverpool right now because the squad change just in performance is astronomically different, So let me worry about my own club and then we'll talk about 21. You know, even though I got Liverpool to win the league this year, man, the hate watches will be hate. I will be hating those hate watches every Liverpool game, man.
very loudly.
It's gonna be hard, but it is what it
Very
is.
loudly.
Very gladly, yes,
Wait,
sir.
what's going on? Is your stadium still leaking, bro?
Yeah, it's still leaking. Yeah. It's still leaking. Yo, I mean, there's plans for the same time. Project 20. I almost said Project 2025 on some Trump shit, but Project 150.
Close
You
enough.
know, is supposed to have this new rebuild in New Trafford. I don't know if that's the name of this new stadium, new venue, but
No way.
that's what it is. I like it, man. It's supposed to bring in, they're obviously working with the mayor of Manchester, the government, to bring in new jobs, new homes, new all this. So I don't see a reason why, you know, it won't be the center of football in Manchester. I would say at least that,
That's the thing I will say that separates. I mean, obviously, right between Tottenham and Man United is like the name alone. Like you guys are the biggest club, arguably, in the world. Um, like
That's right.
when
That's
I'm
right.
typing, even when I'm typing on my phone, I say like something like "Oh man, you crazy" or something like that. It literally like like autocorrects "Man you" capitally because it's like
100%. Yeah, man.
it's well recognized. So that's I think the only thing that's really that you guys are kind of missing is just like the infrastructure, the
It's
stability.
gone down.
Or
Yeah, it's all because of the Glazers acquisition in 2005. They took out $1 billion in loan, and they have all these interest payments that need to be paid off. But the thing is, they didn't take it out on themselves. The collateral was the club, you know? So all this money that's coming through revenue with the club, ticket sales, shirts, merchandise, all this shit, it's going straight to the interest, It's going straight to the pockets of the investors, the board members, and all this stuff. Just to also pay off that loan. So, it's been a hard time, but at that same time, around 28, 30 is when these interest payments will be kind of offloaded. Maybe that money can get transferred into better player acquisitions. Obviously, the transfer market is going to be crazy up then. Who knows? Maybe even a 150, 160, breaking.
bro. Like these long term contract, these like ginormous payouts and stuff like that. It's fucking the market up, bro.
It's definitely it's definitely messing it up for sure. I don't know.
Like if you
I
like,
can't gauge the.
bro, like you look at who we're considering to be an $80 million player now, and look at who we laughed at for being an $80 million player back when it was McGuire.
Yeah, that's true. McGuire was once
People
the
were
transfer
laughing.
record,
People, yeah, that was an 80. He was an $80 million signing,
defensive record. Yeah.
and that was that was laughable. And now it's like, yo, look who we're looking at as 80 million, bro. Like Dom Solanke, and I like Dom Solanke. We signed him,
Yeah.
bro,
No. No. Yeah.
for
He
damn
well,
near
first
80
of all,
million.
we didn't get him for $80 million, but sure.
Huh?
We he
I
wasn't
said
80.
Dom Solanke. I said Dom.
Solanke.
Oh,
Not
fair.
Soba's lie. Not Soba's lie.
No,
Bro,
I'm just
relax.
saying.
Dom.
I heard Dom and I was like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
all
go.
right, got to represent
You
Liverpool.
started perking up. Bro. Yeah.
What'd you say about my club?
Nah, but like, look who we're like. Okay, like, yo, is Verts of 100 and what? How much you get him for?
Yeah.
120.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Like,
115.
I'm
I
gonna
like
keep
him.
up
He's
my
good.
terms
He's,
about
he's
Verts
good,
being a
but
flop.
yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna keep that up, man.
I gotta say, I feel stronger about your opinion than I did day one, but I still have
Hmm.
belief.
Maybe like a 2% difference, but okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm working it.
exactly,
I'm
exactly,
do you
working it.
think?
exactly,
Do
exactly.
you think he can't play like do you think he can't be like forced to play only in the middle? Like, because you saw, like, bro,
No,
if you saw
so
what he
so
was
here's my
playing in
thought.
Germany.
Creative
Wait,
players
wait,
from the
wait, wait, wait.
Bundesliga.
Before you get there, getting back to like the whole Germany game, like him and the other, I think it was Gnabry, who was playing on the other wing, were kind of just like, and like players will do this, right? They'll kind of just like swap and do like go back and forth, shit like that. But like he doesn't have that kind of free. I feel like he doesn't have that freedom when he plays for Liverpool, or like, and that's not just your club in general. But I feel like club soccer, like you kind of have a certain role that you're forced to play because it's like your Monday through Friday, right? But then you go out to Germany or England or wherever, and you kind of have a little bit more freedom to roam on the pitch. So I think that has something to do with it. But yeah, I want to hear
No,
your
you're
thoughts.
100% right. After the Arsenal game, he had a quote, and Arne Slot's the first one because he pulled him off after he like grabbed his muscle and stuff. So the reporters asked, "Are you injured?" And he said he hurts in places and muscles he didn't know he existed. And then they
Yeah,
interviewed Wirtz, and he said the same thing. He was like, I'm not used to this speed and this level of movement. And so a part of me, this is the copium where I'm like, okay, it's going to take him a while. It took Kevin De Bruyne 3 months before he was like, all right, this is the Premier League level. I can adjust, right? So I think creative players from the Bundesliga, there's a track record of a betting in period where it's like, okay, you have to decide a little bit quicker. You have to move the ball a little bit faster. The second you get the touch, you need to know where it's going to go. I'm confident he's going to get there, but to your point, I'm also a little concerned with the role he plays because, like you said, when Leverkusen, day one, he performed. Germany, day one, he performed. So why does it take 3 months at Liverpool? And I think it's exactly what you said, right? Where it's a little bit of the tactics. He is limited to a certain role.
yeah,
Whereas Germany, he's more free roaming. He can move the ball as he likes.
yeah. He was popping up on
I don't know.
wings and
Personally, I still believe in him, obviously, but I do acknowledge out of all the signings, he's been the least like, okay,
impact.
it's gonna take him. Yeah, it's like one of those like, okay, it's gonna take him
And
some
like
time.
also like I mean, De Bruyne had David Silva to help him, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Like he had him to like whenever he maybe had a stinker, which I don't think he might have did, but David Silva was like the one to kind of like, okay, like I'll take the control of the game because you had Silva, Aguero back then. Like it wasn't just like it wasn't
What are you
kind of
talking
so.
about?
I'm talking about because you're saying like you said De Bruyne had
Oh, De
took.
Bruyne. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying like he had Silva, he had like Aguero to. I mean, Aguero was up top, but like he had Silva in the midfield to like kind of help him, find
But
his
not
feet.
even that, bro. What are the expectations for Verts? In this team? Because before at Leverkusen, when they had their like sensational season, when they went unbeaten, right? He played 32 matches, 11 goals. The season before, 17 matches, 1 goal, and it was just single digits the year ever since before that. Since 2019 to 2023, he's only contributed single digit goals. So, and then they
We
had
just
their
lose
sensational
Markus.
season. Um, might have, yeah, might need to connect back. Um,
They're the worst trash talk.
there you go. He's still here. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So what's the expectation with this guy, man? Because
Well, that's
he
the
had
nice
two
thing.
good seasons with Leverkusen, and it's only 11 and 10 goals both seasons. 10 and 11, 10 goals, 11 goals. So is that what he's meant to add to Liverpool's game here?
No,
Or because
absolutely
And
it's a
not.
is
big.
And I think
and is he going to be the next Mr. Liverpool? Like, or are you just going to give him away to Real Madrid? And
no. So I think
years?
it's good questions. I think the nice thing about us signing Isaac is there's more than one star player. So he's not going to be Mr.
Hmm.
Liverpool in the fact that there's multiple people to take that pressure off of him, where it's not just like, okay, we spent the Premier League record on Wirtz, he has to perform. Now the focus is on, oh, they spent the Premier League record on Alexander Isak, he has to perform. And so I think
Hmm.
it benefits Wirtz to go a little bit under the radar. I think the easiest way to describe his expectation and role is he needs to replace Trent. So when we replace Trent's ability to create with Frimpong, it gives us more options for sure. But that only works if the midfield then takes up that responsibility of creating. And that's where Wirtz comes in, right? And Slots even said this, right? The Wirtz signing was that the midfield is now responsible for creating creativity, for lack of the word. And so for me, like the first couple of performances of Liverpool, I get where it's coming from because the team behind the scenes, everything that you hear is like, we are trying to play as a different team. It's going to take us a couple of games.
Hmm.
So I'm not too worried about words. I'm not too worried about like the results. I mean, the results have been great, but like just the gameplay overall in general, I think it'll come. Like I said, you see him perform for Leverkusen, you see him perform for Germany. You know he has the talent. You've heard what the players have said in training and all that stuff. I just, it's weird as it sounds, even though we've spent so much this summer. I think because of what happened last year, the pressure to win the title this season is not biggest on Liverpool, but Arsenal. And like, if you hear the media, no, dude, if you hear the
Of
podcasters,
course.
it's like, oh, this is Arteta's seventh or eighth season. How
Yeah,
long
phase
is this?
9
Yeah,
or
phase
whatever.
nine,
Phase are
phase
we in?
eight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when is he gonna actually perform? And so, I think from a Liverpool perspective,
You
similar
got
to
lucky a
last
year.
year,
Is what you're saying.
yeah,
You're getting
we
lucky
can
again.
kind
You're
we can
flying
kind
under
of
the
go
radar
under.
again. You're
Yeah,
literally
we can
flying under the radar
fly
again.
under the media criticism. It's like,
So then, if you guys go back to back, is there an asterisk on your name because of that? Like, is there like an asterisk?
no, the only asterisk on our name is the one that I hate the most.
The COVID
But it
one?
is kind of
COVID.
but I get it. I get why people put it on. No, there's no asterisks. I think the only asterisk is from a Liverpool fandom perspective, right? Is this Klopp's team that won it last year, or is it Slot's team? Who do we celebrate? But from a Premier League
Yeah.
perspective, now
I
we're
think
20 and
either
20,
way,
baby.
I think
We're
you're right.
about to get 21.
I think either way, you're right though. Like it is Arsenal's like kind of like highlight, like this is their highlighted year. They got their striker. They filled every but they're still getting all these excuses on like social media, like, oh, they already have these 4 injuries, 5 injuries, da 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 da. It's
No,
like,
they're,
not here and
You're
there.
gonna you're gonna hear
they're,
that because they're trying
No,
to
but
no,
pair
but
up,
you don't hear it if you're Tottenham. That's my point, bro.
bro.
I
Of
actually had to call
course
out
you hear if you're Tottenham,
no,
bro.
you don't, bro.
they just have a bigger fan base. No,
No, I'm
honestly.
talking about I'm
So
talking about from like ESPN apps. Like I'm talking about from like official accounts. I'm not talking about from like just an overall like what the streets
In
are.
terms of an American media, perspective,
Yes,
you definitely hear the biggest ones are Arsenal,
yes.
Liverpool, Manchester United, and Man City. Even
You
those are
don't get
definitely
that
the top
PR, bro.
four.
You don't get that PR, bro. That's
Tottenham doesn't get that much PR in the US. I can agree with that. But,
why I'm
coming
here.
from the source, coming from the source
Yeah.
in England,
Nah, yeah,
it's
London. I mean, Tottenham is like the biggest club in London, low key, from what I hear.
yeah, all right. All
no,
right. We
no,
gotta
no,
have
no,
Potts
no,
back.
no, no.
We gotta have Potts back
From
here.
what I hear,
He
bro,
said this with chest a little
bro,
bit too
bro.
much.
I've heard from this from multiple people who have like
No,
lived
that's
in
not
London.
true,
They're like,
That's
bro,
bro. I'm gonna
mad.
be real.
That is
I've been
actually madness.
I lived in London in third grade. I used to go there all the time for work. I'm gonna be real. As
this
much
is
as I
third
hate
grade,
it,
bro. What year is that?
bro.
2001, bro.
But okay, well, 3 years ago I used to go
Bro,
there. I
even if
used
you
to
visit,
bro.
even
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say
haven't been
3
to
years ago.
England. I
3
I
years
went to
ago I
England
used to go there
once.
like six
Yeah.
times. And here's the
Went to
thing,
Manchester.
bro. There are no, I didn't go to Manchester, bro. I covered
Not you. I'm talking
Burberry.
about.
There, West
No, no,
Westminster
me. I
Abbey.
went to Manny and I went to London. I visited
But
Stamford Bridge.
dude, I hate them.
All
But
Bum ass
Arsenal
Stamford Bridge, bro. You have
have the
Tottenham Stadium.
most
man. I
supporters
spit
in
on that
London.
shit, bro.
It really is Arsenal. As much as I hate to say it, like Arsenal do have.
Nah.
It's not even close.
It is not
Steve-O.
Come on.
You think it's
It is not
Chelsea?
Arsenal. It's Chelsea, mate. I gotta.
Because they're war criminals, but like I'm talking about, like if you like the
Hey, man,
biggest amount of
listen. If
supporters in London are actually Tottenham supporters.
Bro, I lived there altogether. If you combine my time, I was there for 4 months.
Bro, you were there
I'm
in
telling you,
2001 at third.
and 3 years ago for 6 times, bro. I'm telling you, when you go to these bars to watch games,
That's because
okay,
we didn't win a
there's
trophy.
a
Everyone's
crazy
hiding
amount
from
of
it.
Arsenal fans. No, but
okay,
you
okay.
realize
In
Arsenal's
terms
kind of
of
the neutral
members,
team. Arsenal's kind of the neutral team.
Yeah, that's
Like
a
when you
safety
see,
net. It's just safe.
yes, yeah, not to say
100%.
they have the most diehard fans, but when you just like the average bar experience, there's a crazy amount of Arsenal fans to a point where
yeah,
you're just
and
like,
that's the world club. That's the world class team in there. But the cult following teams in England or in London are
Chelsea and West
Tottenham.
Ham.
Nah, and Tottenham
West
and
Ham.
Chelsea, bro.
Yo,
Bro,
West
Tottenham and
West,
now West Ham
bro,
is also deep.
West
West Ham
Ham
and
is
Fulham
deep as
bro,
hell.
and
bro. Okay,
Fulham.
no,
Okay,
don't get me wrong.
Bro,
Like
West
they
Ham
have
is
the. Don't get me
deep.
wrong. Those like those smaller clubs, they definitely have like their big fan bases and like deep history with their
Bro, the
attack.
fact that Tottenham's fan is calling West Ham a small club. Bro, West Ham is huge. Like I cannot even put into words how big West Ham is.
didn't they win the same trophy you guys did, or was that
Yes.
the Conference League? That was
No,
the Europa League,
They've
right?
won the conference. It's not even that. Their history, it's
They
West
won a
Ham
conference.
is
They won.
similar
They won
to
Europa. They didn't win Europa. They won conference.
Sunderland. They're one of those sleeping giants, dude.
Yeah, I get
It's
it. I get it.
Newcastle. It's like this huge fan base.
Nah, but Tottenham, bro. You saw that parade. That shit was massive, bro. Shut the
I
city
did
down.
not see the parade, man. I'll be
Shut the
honest, I
city
did
down.
not see.
Yeah,
I'll send you the
didn't
link.
watch
Don't
it.
worry, yo.
Yo,
I'll send
I
you
don't
the link.
watch.
having
I
a
don't watch
parade for a
conference league.
Europa League.
Yeah,
It wasn't
Having
a
a
conference
parade
league,
for
bro.
a
It was a
Europa League.
Europa League, bro. Get it right, yo.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, having a parade for a Europa League should not happen, man.
What?
That should be let's
Bro, Crystal
celebrate
Palace just threw a
Ange
parade, bro. Crystal Palace threw a parade for winning the FA
FA
Cup.
Cup.
But
that
Calm,
was
but
their
that's
first
Crystal
trophy ever.
Palace. But that's
Okay,
Crystal Palace. But
okay.
if you're
But
considering
Europa
yourself
is
a
still
top big six team, right, bro? If City wins a Europa League, they're not gonna throw a parade. If we United won the Europa League with Jose Mourinho, no parade. No parade, man.
that's your fault. That's your fault. and
Nah,
that's also
because it's
because
not
and that's
it's
also
considered
because
the
you guys
good.
wanted. Yeah, because in your eyes, you guys were winning Premier Leagues, bro. We've never won the Premier League.
Exactly.
That's why I mean that exactly.
Yeah, you said
Well,
it
that's what
better
I'm
than
trying
we
to
could.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't diminish the fact that we won a European trophy. It just makes it the fact that like we've never won that
But
trophy.
it shows you that there's levels to this.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
okay. That's like okay. So
Yes,
okay. No,
Even
okay.
in
You
Europe,
just said
there's
Yeah,
levels to it.
I have a perfect example, right? So if let's say like 2 years from now we end up in the Europa Conference League and we win that, and we don't throw a parade. That's the same thing as what you're saying.
yeah.
You're winning a lower league team, a
So
lower
what
league.
we're saying is your peak was lower than our floor. So our floor to celebrate, is higher than the highest moment of your club.
Yo, honestly, I really hope
That's
he
what I'm
wins something.
saying.
Yo, honestly, bro, I'm gonna
Yeah.
save everything for you at the end of the season because I really hope that you would win
Bro,
something this year. Because
I
if
hope
not,
too.
I'm
Save
gonna
the
go on an
Liverpool
hour
trip.
rant. I'm gonna go on the show's gonna be extended an hour because I'm gonna be ranting for an hour about how Liverpool.
Bro, I hope we go unbeaten and win the quad. That's what I'm hoping.
Mate.
Honestly, for 325 mil, you better.
I'll put on a Liverpool kit if they do a treble.
A treble,
Say
not even
right.
a quad.
Oh yeah, we should
Nah,
get some.
there's
Yo,
no way.
honestly,
Domestic
we should wait for
counts?
Cox
Quad.
to get back here.
Wait, domestic counts?
I mean, yeah, treble is what? FA Cup,
FA,
Carabao
EFL.
Cup, and Champions League.
But
Oh
I'm
no,
saying
no,
that's
Champions
why,
League.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
and
Domestic, because
domestic and
domestic, no, domestic
Fully.
is Carabao instead of Champions League. That's what City won.
okay.
City won the
Yeah.
domestic treble. They didn't win the actual what we think of
Okay,
treble. One,
all right, the international treble, which is
right.
the Premier
Yeah.
League,
Oh, yeah, I get
Champions
it.
League, FA Cup.
We should be
Okay?
Bro,
taking bets up here. Honestly, we should wait for pots to come down. We should be
first of
taking
all,
bets.
there's only what, two teams that have won that? No, three teams: Barca, Bayern, United that have won the treble. Did the
City.
treble City actually win? Dude, I erased that
I
stuff from.
know, dude. I know, dude.
I was the
Uh,
biggest City fan that year. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I did not want Arsenal
of
winning
course
shit,
you were.
and I don't want Liverpool winning anything either. I was like, yeah.
That's why I'm going. I mean, I have them winning this year, but yo, come on, City. Come on, City.
So wait, so you're saying you're rating for City this weekend too against
Yeah, should we go to next
Oh
week's
Master?
yeah,
predictions?
predictions. Yeah, let's do predictions. I'm not rating City. I mean, I have in my
You have an
notes. I
answer?
have
You
in
have
my
an answer?
notes. I have a 1-1. I have a draw. A 1-1
One draw.
draw. Yeah, I think the sourness at United will continue. It's going to be almost similar to the Arsenal game. We're going to come out strong first 10, 15 minutes, and then something's going to happen. Bruno's going to moan or some shit, or, kick a ball out of the into Rose Ed, and then shit's going to come crashing down, and then we're going to get an equalizer. But yeah, I think it's going to be a stale match. I think it's going to be,
So I have a
um,
question then.
yeah,
If you guys, let's say you win, because you guys historically pretty well at the Etihad.
yeah,
Do you had City in your top four, right?
yeah. I've said in my top four.
Do you still think they're in the top four if you beat them? Because that'll be three losses back to back to back for them. With
That's
the
why I think it's
coming off
not
a
going to be
match,
a loss for City. That's why
you
I'm
think they'll just
predicting a draw.
a draw?
You know, um, but if it is a win for United and a draw for City, yeah, man, I think I still have to predict City to be top four
That's insane.
because yo, Pep always does some shit, some magic, Spanish paella nonsense, at the later end of the season where they just, go on a crazy run of games.
Right, right.
So I think it's going to happen again this year. They might just nick a, fourth place spot, but I think it's going to be, they have too many good players not to, bro. You know,
Mm.
Cherky, did you guys see Cherky's goal
I think
on
isn't he?
France?
Oh, he's playing. I thought he got injured.
Bro, Cherky's goal that he
Watch
set
Friends.
himself off for
Friends.
a volley and he banged it. I think left foot too. Beautiful strike.
I don't be getting. I'm not gonna
Um,
lie. I don't get influenced by international break anymore. I just can't. I've seen too many.
that's why I like to look at individual performances. That's why I asked Nick about Isak,
Yeah,
and
right,
because
right,
his highlights look good too. And that's the first time anyone's seen Isak play. So I was kind of curious, like, all right, is he going to be a little bit rusty? There was pictures of his, I think, medical going around of him looking like a skeleton. I think he had his
yeah,
hands
arms up.
up doing like a
Yeah,
little stretch and shit. They say, yeah, he was on a hunger strike.
yeah. They said it Ezekiel. Yeah, he was hungry.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, now with players nowadays, you really can't say much about how a player will perform based on how they look physically, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
um, yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
you're saying
1-1,
1-1 tie.
1-1,
Okay, Nick,
1-1
who you
tie.
guys got this weekend? Nodding.
Nottingham.
No, you guys are playing Everton.
Burnley.
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 Fuck. I'm looking a week ahead. Burnley. That should be, well, yeah.
2-0. I think it's a 2-0 win.
2-0 home. I mean, you guys are away.
Yeah, Burnley look real bad too this year. So
They just gave United like a scare and then a slight like shit, bro. They almost for the yeah.
Wait, Nick. You guys are playing West Ham. Oh no. Wait, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I'm
You're
playing.
you're you're playing West Ham. Sorry. You're right. Yeah, Burnley. Burnley away. Turf Moor.
Turf more. It's not what it used to be, bro.
Yeah,
Burnley's,
that's
I
all.
think, our first like easy game of the season, if we can use that word. It's
Come on,
been
Jaden Anthony. Come on, Jaden Anthony.
You know, they had some rookies showing some nice highlights against that United team. So
Yeah,
yeah.
who's their they had their one attacker that um that wasn't offsides. He did some bits too,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, they have some players. They got
Lyle Foster. Yeah.
Foster. Yeah, they got some players. And then you got Kyle Walker too. Can't forget about Kyle Walker, fam.
Kyle Walker, Armando Broya. You got Mejbri from United as well. Hannibal Mejbri.
Oh shit.
But
So
yeah. What did
so you're
Nick say? Nick saying
saying 2-0? I don't know. He's
man, I would even give more. I would even give more, honestly.
word.
I would say 3-0, 3-1. I could see Burnley getting a
I'm
goal as
gonna say
well.
I feel like, I don't think they can get shut out. I don't know,
No.
but we'll
Nah,
see.
bro, it's a Brexit team. You know, it's a tough Brexit team with Scott Parker, right? Their coach,
Their manager
the
is,
manager.
is that still Scott Parker there?
Is it Scott Parker?
Uh,
Hmm.
it is. Yeah, he is still there.
Yeah. I don't know, and he also doesn't have a really good
Yeah,
track
he's not.
record
I'm
of
about to say yeah.
keeping
He's got
players from up.
yeah yeah.
But
He also
yeah,
got
what
stacked too.
what are you saying? Burnley,
For West Ham?
Liverpool,
Oh, me?
or
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I see. I think Liverpool should win that game. Yeah, I don't see why they shouldn't.
yeah,
For Tottenham, West Ham. So this game is like it. There's like obviously like Tottenham and West Ham aren't really the biggest of friends, but after we got Mohamed Kudus and everything like that, and just the little banter that's going on online and stuff like that, it's going to be a big game. I definitely think West Ham is going to show up for this game, 100%, just because, like I said, like they don't really like us. They've been trying to like compete with us for a while, and yeah, I mean, I we should win this game 100% on paper. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be another test for Thomas to see what he how he dresses his team. I mean, it's kind of I think the online consensus is like for teams like this, for games like this, we don't need a Polinia. We don't need like this like super heavy like defensive like approach. Um, so yeah, I mean it'll be Xavi Simons. How do you say his last name?
yeah.
I don't
Xavi
know.
Simon
Simons. It'll be his first showing, his first debut. So excited to see what he has.
Kudus back at his old ground. Yeah,
Yeah, Kudu's going to be playing back at his own stopping grounds. I'll be curious to see if he. I mean, he's been in form, so I don't think Thomas will sit him, but I don't know how he'll approach that. But then
nah,
yeah,
he's
we got
gotta play, bro.
yeah facts. Yeah,
He's gotta turn up. He's gotta
we got,
turn up.
we got Kalu about to make his first debut.
Oh
He
yeah,
was already
Moani, right?
on. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was
Colo
already in
Moani.
training because he didn't get called up for France, so he was just training with the Utes.
There you
Uh,
go.
in Tottenham. So yeah, yeah, excited to see. I mean, I hope we win. Like I said, I
That
can
should
see this
be a
being a
win.
tie.
I mean,
It should be a win, 100%, just because of like they just
it's
haven't
harder.
been playing well. But I could easily see this being a tie, just because, like I said, it's a big game for them. We got pretty much signed their star player, and yeah, they like I said, they already don't like us. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for sure.
Yeah, and then we got Brentford and Chelsea as well. I feel like Chelsea probably win that game too.
They're playing away. No, they're playing
They're
at
playing
Brentford.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. Brentford's not an easy place to go. Um,
yeah. They
were
haven't
they?
been doing too well either, right? 15th. They lost two
Yeah.
games out of three. They won against who they won against?
Boys, I got a guest here, so I got to drop.
We're about to wrap up anyway, but
Yeah,
yeah, okay, word, yeah, good session, boys. Shout out to the listeners, subscribers, all that shit. You know what it is. Yeah, we'll be here next week. Peace.